Panda palette in order is a very, very fun chill out project where you work on a palette, but instead of working on all of the shades all at once, everything everywhere all at once, you just focus on one shade, and then when you hit pan on that shade, you move on to the next shade. And this is just the perfect project for me. I did try to have a Panda palette like some time ago, but I just got super sick of that palette so quickly because I was working on all of the shades. So just having to focus on one shade each time is much better for me. So I was inspired to do this project by Caitlin here on YouTube. I will leave her channel down below, but this project originated from Taylor Buell and her channel will also be linked down below. But I have been working on my Glam Shop Remix palette. This is a palette. The reasons why I chose this palette was because I had 12 shades in here without pan, which meant that if I am working on at a good pace, I can hit one pan each month and have this worked out during 2024. It is also looking a bit gnarly, so there is some oil seepage and the shades are very powdery, so they explode and they stain the palette itself, and I'm not really a big fan of when my makeup looks gunky and messy. So I thought, you know what, let's just work on this one because the shadows perform really well. It's just that, you know, it's not looking the freshest, so to speak. So I have a really exciting update for you this month. If you want to see what I have been doing, you should definitely stick around. My name is Helena and I love project panning, I love eyeshadows, and I love makeup and beauty. All of it I really love. If you're wondering what's on my eyes today, it is the Odin's Eye and Judy collaboration, the Spring Dragon palette. It is this beautiful pastel palette. I will have a video up on my channel. Don't know if it will be up before this or after this, but you should definitely keep an eye out for that. But let's talk about my remix palette. So I rolled this palette in January, and it is, as I said, I had 12 shades without pan. The first pan here, Jasny Bess, is just a bone white shade, but it is one of the shades, it is the shade that I want to finish up completely this year. So I have been working on this one apart from the rest of them. Then in January I was working on the shade Zivak, which is this very beautiful iridescent pink to green shade. And I was able to hit pan on that. I used it a lot as an inner corner highlighter and also a face highlighter. It was working out super well like that. Then in February I have been working on the shade Miniovka. This is a very pale pink shade, and the idea was to use it a lot as an inner corner, like matte inner corner. Which I have been doing. So let me show you what this palette is looking like today. So as you can see, we do have some shiny new pans, and we don't only have a pan in Miniovka, we also have a pan in the following shade called Dzikus. Don't speak Polish, so don't come from my pronunciation. So what ended up happening was that I used Dzikus in the crease, and then I blended it out with Miniovka. So I actually dipped into these two together quite a lot. It worked out super well. I did also use this one as a matte inner corner quite a lot. I got sick in February, so I don't know how many pictures I will actually have of my makeup looks, because I just was very congested and did not really feel like taking a lot of pictures, but I did wear makeup. I have also been using this one, like mixing them and using them as a blush, which is what I am doing today. It worked out super, super well as a blush. The reason why this pan is much bigger than this one is because this is a super, super powdery shade. Like, it is crazy how powdery it is. Let me show you. I have a brush here, and I'm just gonna touch that. Like, do you see how much comes up on the brush? It is insanely powdery. So I did hit pan quite quickly on that one just because it was such a powdery shade. And but yeah, I'm not mad at it. It still performed really, really well. So that means that we are moving on to the shade next to it, which is called Petarda. And it is this very, very pretty silver pink shade. You see that I do already have a dip. I've been nibbling into this one, and it is very, very pretty. It works really well with the shade in my current Pandos eyeshadow project. Because I have like a similar shade, but it's a bit brighter and more sparkly, so I can use this as a transition between the matte and that super, super bright sparkly shade. So these are all the shades that we have. So the first ones are now the ones with pan, and then you have this new shade down here, which is very stunning. It's not as powdery. It's softer than the other ones, but it is a shimmer, so that doesn't really surprise me. And yeah, we are looking good on our way to finish this one, to have pan in all of the shades before the end of the year. I'm gonna think about what I want to do if I like want to try and finish up other shades as well as I move on. But these two, for example, I could franken together and make a real blush out of them, because I really, really enjoyed the look of those two as a blush shade. But yeah, you can see that it is looking rather funky. It just doesn't spark me joy to open it up and see the state of this. I've been trying to clean it up, but it just keeps making it worse. So this is why I am working on this palette. But that is it. This is a short but successful update. Let me know what you think about this project. Are you doing this project? Or if you were to do this project, what eyeshadow palette would you pick to work on as a Panda palette in order? I am really interested to hear your thoughts. And yeah, please say hi in the comments. Also, I do love to hear from you, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully. Bye guys!